let's talk about thrifting. Now, I know a lot of us thrift to save money and we're trying to make stuff work. And when Dallas and I were first married, I did a lot of thrifting as far as like, especially like baby clothes. And even like in thrifting, I'm including kind of dollar store stuff in that too, not just thrift stores, but dollar store stuff, because that's where we go to save money and try to get stuff for a little bit cheaper when we're on a tight budget. So it's including dollar stores as well in that. I tried to thrift, I was trying to save money. But then it was just interesting because one year I decided I was going to go through our budget and I was going to look and see any of the places that I was splurging. And I was going to try to see, like, looking back over the year, are there any purchases I regret? Where maybe is there some money leaks? And how can I kind of tighten things up a little bit? And what I was really actually shocked to discover is there was two places where there was money leaks where I felt like I'd spent a decent amount of money and I didn't really feel like I had a lot to show for it in the end. And those two places were dollar stores and thrift stores. And so what shocked me is I was expecting that I was going to go through and I was going to find like some bigger purchases or some other, but most of those I looked at and said, no, that was a legitimate purchase. It was the thrift store and the dollar store ones. I started to realize, I was like, what did I even buy at that point? What do I have to show for that? So what I started to realize is that thrifting actually had started to become a little bit of a money trap for me. Because things are so cheap, it really like encouraged me to buy almost excess and more than what I needed and not be intentional. And you end up throwing in extra stuff because it's just so cheap without really thinking about it, right? What I started to realize is that often I was buying stuff kind of excessively. I was buying stuff early because I thought, oh, I'll just stock up on that, then I'll have it, and I'll store it, right? And I just wasn't being super intentional. And so what that ended up doing is it ended up creating a lot of storage, a lot of stuff that was earlier than what I needed it. So I ended up storing stuff for my daughter like multiple years down the road. And then when stuff actually did come up, I couldn't remember what I had. So to try to keep track of all that was really hard. And so I realized I was cluttering up my home with a bunch of work, a bunch of energy of trying to store all this stuff, trying to organize all this stuff, trying to remember what I had so I didn't duplicate it in the future when I was buying for years in advance kind of thing. And it wasn't saving me money. And I started looking as actually, it's funny because I feel like right now in our culture, we kind of have this two different sides of the spectrum where we have like these mummy hauls where you'll have moms, and you see this like a lot of videos on YouTube where moms will go shopping and look at my haul, look at my dollar store haul, look at my thrift haul, look at my grocery haul. And then on the flip side of that, you have this other fad that's like minimalism, decluttering, getting rid of, cleaning up my life, that kind of thing. And sometimes it's funny to me because you'll have within the same channel, somebody will do their hauls of all the things I got from Dollarama. And then they'll also do like a decluttering minimalism videos after that. And to me, it's kind of like, okay, first you go out and fill up your house and then you make movies about how to get rid of it all afterwards. It just doesn't really make sense to me. It's like kind of choose one or the other. When you're thrifting all the time, it's so easy to fill up your house with a lot of stuff. And I've really started to come to the point where I realized we don't have a lot of storage, and I really want to just be using our space effectively. I don't want to be storing things, having to think about and remember what I have and all of that. It just, it takes a lot of time. And then the other part of that really started to frustrate me is I realized that when I was thrifting and I thought I was getting a good deal, often I would get back and I would find that like there would be like broken zippers, or there would be stains, or there would be holes in the shirt, or just things that I didn't see when I got it. And I'd throw it in and get home and realize it wasn't going to work and it was just garbage. Or like I get shoes and I get home and the kids would wear them a couple times and they'd be falling apart. And I was like, okay, I thought I had something now. And now I just spent money on junk. And even though it wasn't very expensive, it was still wasted money. And so I just started to get really frustrated with that whole sense of not having something reliable and something that was quality that I could count on. All right, see if we can get in here. So if you're trying to save money, then thinking about it going, what is the solution? Because, you go and you look at new prices on the shelf and you go compared to what you're buying at thrift store, what's the right balance? And so what I started to find again is just like really going through, and I needed to be intentional about what I needed. So I really sat down and I defined and I made a list of the things I was looking for so that if I was thrifting, I already knew the list of things I needed. And so I was trying to fall within that list rather than just kind of going and just being random with whatever kind of caught my eye. But then the other thing is that once I defined it, I started to realize that I didn't need as much stuff as I thought I needed. And so all of a sudden, shopping sales, getting quality things new wasn't out of my budget like I thought it was, because I was being very minimal and very intentional about the items that I needed. And this kind of really surprised me, because I thought it'd be way more expensive buying brand new. But the reality is, when I started shopping sales and I started really defining what I wanted, I found I was way happier with my stuff. I got way less stuff, and I knew it was going to work, and it was quality, and I wasn't worried about stains and broken zippers and all of that. And I started to realize, like, I almost felt kind of guilty for liking nice stuff and new stuff. Like, I was supposed to be, happy with stuff that wasn't in good condition and wasn't really what I wanted, and just be content with that. But I started to realize, you know what? There's nothing wrong with going shopping and buying and being intentional and liking things that are beautiful and things that are new, and celebrating a new life with going out and actually buying some new wardrobe pieces, not feeling like you have to thrift everything and have everything secondhand. Not to say that, again, that there isn't a place for thrifting, but I've just very much minimized it, because I've realized that most of the time for me, thrifting is a trap. And I always go in and I come up with more than what I planned on. And I spent more than I thought I was going to. And so I just have to be so careful and intentional when I do thrift. But the other thing I realize is that if you're really trying to reduce the waste and you're trying to be better as far as stewards of the things you have, one of the best ways you can do that is start by buying quality products that aren't just going to fall apart. So a lot of our products are made nowadays to be very disposable and aren't very good quality. And so they end up falling apart really fast. And it's kind of, they end up being cheaper, but they also don't last as long. So really starting to learn how to see quality and buying quality items is going to really reduce the waste. Just because you're not having to get rid of it, it's going to last longer. It's not like your zipper for your jacket breaks and you have to get rid of it. That you can have things for longer and you can use them for longer. And that in itself, doing that, is going to reduce the waste significantly over time. Now, this is an example of being intentional with kind of my change from thrifting to buying quality products that are intentional and new, and that it's okay to spend money on something that is nice. This is the last item that I need for my baby, getting ready for a baby. I'm like a month out, so I'm excited it's here. I've been waiting for this for like a month. Now, originally with like my first baby, I was trying to really thrift, and I was trying to get everything secondhand. I was trying to do things really cheaply. We had a lot of stuff given to us, which was really a blessing at the time, because I felt like I wasn't going to go and buy all that stuff new. But again, I started to see that I was thrifting a lot, and I wasn't really getting the things that I wanted. I wasn't really happy with the things that I had gotten in a lot of ways. And now I'm trying to be a lot more intentional and go through and be getting specific things. So this time for this baby, I haven't needed a lot of things. I bought in a few clothes because I like to buy some new things for each baby to celebrate and get excited about their arrival. It's just a way for me to kind of celebrate that. But this is the main one as far as being intentional this time, where I was like, I really want to spend the money on this. And I almost bought one of these with my last baby, but I was just kind of debating back and forth. So let's see if we can get it out here. Okay. So what this is it's a baby nest. This is handmade off Etsy, made with organic linen. Super easy to clean. They got the zippers for the pad at the bottom and the zippers at the top. And I really wanted one of these just as far as the versatility for it. Just as far as being able to take them places. I felt like having a consistent place for them to sleep. I have a nice little basket I can put this in that's easy as far as taking it different places, being able to transfer. But it can also go in terms of beds or cribs or that to keep them cuddly. I'm hoping it helps with sleep. One of my plans is I'm definitely going to try swaddling more. And I want to try to put them in here just because I'm hoping it's going to help them feel just a little more cozy, a little bit tighter, and not get startled quite so easy. This is the main splurge for this baby, but I'm so excited about it because I really thought through what I wanted. I thought through as far as them sleeping, And like I said, this to me, it's a high quality product that I'm going to use a ton, I think, and I'm going to be able to take around with me. It has this nice cover so that I can travel with it places really easy, cover it up so it's not getting dirty. It's just exciting. It's exciting to kind of see that transition of going from feeling like you're buying kind of secondhand, not in great condition, to being able to feel like you can be intentional and you can buy that one thing that you really, really want and that you're gonna use a ton. So I am so excited to use this. I'm gonna put it in the basket and 1 month away. So thanks so much for watching. And I hope this helps. Again, all I'm giving on these videos is just tips that have worked for us. And if you found things that have worked for you, then don't change them and keep doing them. If you've been able to thrift and you find it saves you a lot of money and you're really happy with your purchases and you don't find that you are overspending in that area, then, keep doing it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. For me, I found that it was an area of splurging and it was an area I was in the end not very satisfied with my purchases. And so it's been really good for me to just cut it and almost totally eliminate it in a lot of ways. But do what works for you. Take things here that you've learned and implement them into your life. And if it doesn't work for you, then don't listen to what I said. But I hope that you can take some things from this, and we'll see you in the next video.
Hit the like button, subscribe below. Oh.